Hello, my friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's project is this one. We're going to be using the Timeless Arrangements bundle to be making this super cute card. It says, "You make me smile," and you do make me smile. So if you want to see how to make this card, please keep watching. So to start our card today, we're going to be using the Timeless Arrangements bundle, and it includes this photopolymer stamp set, which has 26 stamps in it. Most of them are sentiments, but you do get these cute flowers and spriggy things, and then you get the dies, the Timeless Arrangements dies. Look at these dies. So we're only going to be using 2 of them today, but there are so many in this set. I love these labels. We're going to be using this one for our Berry Burst cardstock here, and we're also going to be using this one for our label. So let's start with a little bit of stamping. I already have my stamps out. We're only using 2 stamps, so I'm going to use the "You Make Me Smile" for the sentiment. You could also use the "You Are So Kind," "You're My Everything." There is a ton of sentiments in this set, and I'm also going to be using these little like ring, I don't know what it is, but it's a cool little design. We're going to be using that for our background. I do love the layout of this card. If you want all the measurements, they're on my blog. You can click the link in the description of this video. You'll go directly to that blog post. So I've already die cut my label here, and then I have my piece of basic white. We're going to be stamping on that as well. I have 2 ink colors here, Fresh Freesia and Berry Burst. Let's start with the Fresh Freesia. And we're going to be doing our little circles here in Fresh Freesia on our square. And I'm just kind of stamping it randomly. I did the same technique kind of for Monday's card over in the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group, where you just stamp once and then kind of stamp off, and it gives a nice variation of color. And then we're going to use the Berry Burst for our sentiment. Move my sample card up here so I don't get it inky. And then I have the "You Make Me Smile," and this is on an H block. So I ink that up, and now you can stamp first and then die cut, or you can die cut and then stamp. Works out well sometimes. Sometimes I like to stamp first and then die cut just to make sure it's all even and straight. That is it for stamping. I'll move my stamps to the side. I've already die cut my piece here from this one. So what we're going to do to put this on is I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue. And I'm just going to take a little bit and run it along that line there. And this one I put on the bottom. You can put on, we'll see what it looks like on the top. I actually like that. You can go either way. I'm just going to push that down. This one I did on the bottom, this one I did on the top. And then we're going to grab a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals for the back. I think 3 should do it. And then we could just put our card together. So I have this piece of the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, and I'll show you that really quick. This is from the annual catalog, and it's on sale right now until June 30th. I cut mine down to 6x6 because it just makes my life easier. But I have 2 sheets of each one in here, except for obviously the one we're using, this one, because I cut it down. But isn't this paper just gorgeous? I love how it's like photographic like paper. It's really cool. So we're using this design. Again, all the measurements are on the blog post listed in the description of this video. So I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid glue, and I like liquid glue for this just because it gives you a little more time. It gives you a little more wiggle room. When you use seal and stick it down, that's pretty much it. That should be good. And then I just have a piece of basic white. I'm going to line that up on my grid paper. And I'm just going to kind of go sideways. And it is going to come off the edge a little bit. But see what I mean about wiggle room? I can move it. I have a little bit more time before I push it down. And before we put anything else down, I dropped the other one. I have a piece of the Real Red and Burlap ribbon combo pack. This carried over from our last mini catalog. So I'm just going to kind of roughly eyeball that. Cut off a piece of that burlap ribbon. And now I'll grab my seal Run that along the back of the basic white. And then I'll just stick this kind of there and just wrap it around. Now I'm going to want to flip it, so we're going to go that way. And then we can put this on our fresh freesia card base. I'm going to stick that down like that. I'm going to fold it over and grab my bone folder, burnish that score line, and now we can put the rest together. So I have a piece of Berry Burst. I'm just going to take my liquid glue because I'm trying to use it up. I'm kind of at the end of the bottle here, trying to use it up. And again, you get a little more wiggle room with that. Then I can push it down and we can put our sentiment on top of that. Just like that. Not quite centered, just off a little bit. Then we're going to take a couple more dimensionals, kind of scatter them all around, take the backings off. And that's also not quite center. I brought it down and over to the right just a tad. But before we finish, I'm going to add some bling. So I have the adhesive back sequins trio. These come in white, pretty peacock, and berry burst. Although I feel like that if you took fresh freesia and berry burst and mix them together, you would get this color here. But it says berry burst, so I'm going to go with that. And I'm just going to, there's two sizes of each color. And I'm just going to scatter them kind of around. I got two of the small ones and then one of the larger ones. And that is our card. Pretty quick, pretty easy, a little bit of stamping, little bit of die cutting. So I hope you enjoyed this card today. Again, we used the Timeless Arrangements bundle, and this designer series paper is 15% off now until June 30th. So if you want to get in on that, go click the link in the description of this video to go to my online store, and you can use this month's host code. With every order, you get the 4 free card tutorials, and orders over $50 this month get the boho blue textured ribbon. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.